Hey, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a good day today. I am here at the studio. Me and Kaylee are getting stuff done. We are about to have all of our happy mail headed out the door. So, for those of y'all that are Lettering Club members, y'all can get excited about that. I'm actually crossing my fingers that I get through this live before the mail truck comes. And if not, if he comes while I'm on this live, y'all will just get to see it go down. It's a fun process. We are very thankful for our friends who with the postal delivery service that's in the big truck and help us do that every single week. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, our Lettering Club is our monthly membership, and every single month we send a fun what we call happy mail. So we send a fun box or package that is full of scripture cards, hand lettering traceables, stickers, plus whatever kind of supplies that we're going to be using for that week or for that month. So that is what we are doing today, getting all of that out the door to you. But really quick, before we load the truck with happy mail, I was just going to do one of our fun projects. You may have seen this on our reels. We've been doing lots of reels lately. And I'm actually going to kind of do this backwards from how we usually do it. And I'll tell you why in just a second. So the supplies I'm going to use today is going to be watercolor paper. That is super important. If you are doing this technique, you need watercolor paper. You're going to need some sort of a permanent marker. So I've got this Crayola Take Note permanent marker. Then you're going to need some washable markers. So let's see. I'm going to do yellow. I think I've got it. Yeah, I'm going to do yellow and pink. Do I want to do blue? I might do blue too. All right, so I'm going to do these colors. These are my Crayola washable markers and my Crayola Take Note markers. I'm going to have a pencil and then just a cup of water. All right, so here we go. Let's just have fun. We're actually going to letter the words have fun. We're going to be using this as our little inspiration piece. Hey, Lindsay from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Glad you were on today. Oops, I almost deleted you accidentally. I tried to pull it up and I almost deleted you. Hey, Dylan from Canada. Isn't it fun that we can be in Alabama and Canada and all be creating together? All right, so let's go. We are going to letter have fun. Hey, we got Rosalie from Western New York. We've got Amy on. So here we go. Have fun. We'll do it slow, one letter at a time. So notice, can y'all see that? Let me just go ahead and start with my permanent marker. Okay, just so you can see it better. I usually, hey Karen, look at you. Karen, you were like on a roll 2 days in a row. Glad Karen was at our class last night, our in-person class. All right, so here we go. We've got the curve right here for the H, and notice that it's kind of leaned over a little bit. Morning, Kathleen from Ontario. Glad you are here. Amy, Zoom question mark. Tell me what you mean. All right, here's my H. Notice it kind of leans the other way. My A. Notice I'm picking things up as I go. Okay, that's a big lesson that sometimes takes practice, because when you are drawing letters, it's one letter at a time you need to think about. You don't, and now once you do it a ton, you might go a little bit faster, but when you're first learning, one letter at a time. V. A lot of times I don't even connect my V's and my E's, but if you did, you could just kind of let that E touch it here. And there's my have. Next up, we're going to go to fun. Oh, zoom in. Amy says, can you zoom in so that we can see it? Got it. Oh, and you wrote that before I changed markers. Okay, I got it. Sorry, I'm slow sometimes, Amy. I was thinking you were asking if this was a Zoom class or something. So, okay, there's have. Here comes fun. Now, we did this in our class last night. We had a in-person class here at the studio. I'm very excited about that. It's a 4-week class, and we lettered the word fun. And one of the things that I was trying to emphasize that I've learned over the years, you know how sometimes you see a letter that you do and you're like, I don't know if I love it or not. That's how it was with F's for me. And I kept not figuring out why I didn't like my F's. And then I realized there were almost too symmetrical, like the top and the bottom were almost the same loop. So I really like for it to have a big loop at the top and a smaller loop at the bottom. Do y'all see that? There's something just kind of stylized about that that I think is fun. Okay, so there's my F. Also, another thing to notice, do you see how I didn't stop here? Like when I came here, I didn't stop. I looped, I went back and looped around. That adds another little loop, another little element of fun. So F, U, and then loop and in. Notice that descender comes down and then up. So, and when I say the word descender, that's if you're thinking like if there was a line that we were writing on, the descenders are going below the line. Sometimes with our regular handwriting, we might end that in right there, like on this line. But with hand lettering, I want to push it down. I'm going to go below that line and then loop it up. All right, so we've got that on there. I'm going to thicken the downstrokes. I'm not going to talk too slow about the thickening of the downstrokes right now, just because I want to get on to the next part. But I'm basically everywhere that we go down, I'm coming along and kind of adding that extra little line down. Then I'm going to color that in. That's going to give me that faux calligraphy look. And when I say faux calligraphy, you know, calligraphy is when you are seeing the thins and the thicks. When you are doing this, we don't get the thin and thick lines based on our pressure. If you were using a brush pen, you would, but with a tip like this, you don't. But when you thicken the downstrokes, look, now this looks thin and this looks thick. This looks thin, that looks thick. If you were to go over every single part, like if I were to retrace this part here too, that would look thick. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave that alone, and I'm only thickening these downstrokes. Okay, y'all see that? I'm not going over everything. If you go over everything, it just starts to lose the contrast between the thicks and the thins. Okay, so now a lot of times if you've been watching our reels, we will put washi tape down and then we paint behind it and then we pull the washi tape off. I want to do it a little bit backwards today just so we don't have to wait on things to dry. So I actually lettered first. I'm going to put the washi tape. I'm about to run out of some washi tape. I'm going to put the washi tape over it. I might not even do it on all of it. And then I'm going to watercolor around it. And I'm going to watercolor using my Crayola markers. Now, I could just leave these out. I might go up just one more. All right, so washi tape. If you're not familiar with washi tape is just kind of like a tape that you can find in most craft stores and like in the scrapbooking section or photo. It just doesn't tear the paper. If I were to put some tape here and then pull it up, it would tear my paper, but this is not. You are very welcome, Rosalie. Rosalie says, thank you for explaining that. I always wondered which line to thicken. Yep, the ones that you're actually going down on. That is it. That is it. So, all right. Here we go. Let's see. I'm going to start with doesn't really matter. I'll start with yellow. And I'm just adding some color here and some here. And again, this is Crayola washable marker. I'm going to go this way too. This says pink. It looks kind of red. We'll see. We shall see. You can do this with any markers that are water soluble. Okay. Now, Crayola markers, they are washable, and that's a great thing when it comes to kids using it and kids getting it all over their hands and arms and everything. But it's also a very great thing for this technique too. And I'm just going to go kind of backwards. Do this one again. And yellow at the end. I'm going to be careful. I don't want to blend this on top of the red. The water will do that here in just a bit. All right, so we've got all of that on. Now, when I go to my water, I am going to start with my lightest color. All right, so I'm going to start with my yellow. So I'm going to go here with this yellow. And then I'm going to come over here with this yellow. Okay, then we get a little more water. Now I'm going to blend the red. When the red touches the yellow, it's going to have a little bit of an orange right there in between, and that's A-okay. That's kind of the coolness of the watercolor and mixing these two colors. You always want to put colors, if you're doing two colors next to each other, if you know they're going to blend together, you want to think about, are they going to create a secondary color? Or are they going to turn to brown? So I know that yellow and red put next to each other would create a orange in between. Okay, those are two primary colors that create a secondary color. I also know that blue and red, when those mix, is going to create a little bit of a blue, of a purple. So I'm okay with that. What I would not be okay with is if I put like an orange and a blue next to each other and tried to blend those, then it would turn to a little bit of a brown. Now I love orange and blue side by side, War Eagle, but I don't want to be mixing them into like brownness. All right, so here we go. I'll overlap just a little bit right there and create that purple. All right, and here comes the next fun step. I'm going to kind of dab it just a little bit. Usually I wait and I let this dry, and then I pull the tape off, and then I let her last. We just did it backwards today. Yes, Erica. Erica says, homeschooling my second grader right now. Thank you for this tutorial. We're going to try it today. Yes, it's so fun. What's so fun about this is that your second grader is going to love it, and so are you. It's fun for all ages. It's easy enough for all ages. You don't have to do the loop-T lettering. If you don't want to, you can turn it into a Valentine's card. We've got lots of examples on our Facebook page and Instagram page of different Valentine's ideas with this same technique. All right, so we kind of dabbed it, and we're about to pull the washi tape off and hope all is well. I'm going to grab all three. And ta-da! We have a fun little watercolor quick project. Let me just pull out some of the other ones that we have done so that you can see. So here is one. Let's see. We have so many lying around here. I should have had them all out. Here's another fun heart. We actually did this one on the Crayola Facebook page last Friday. So if you want to see this one, same technique. We drew a heart. We did a washi tape. We added markers and then water. So let me just pull out as many of these as I can find for y'all for inspiration. And just remember that these are all in the form of reels on our page. Most of them. This one was also on the Crayola page. That one right there. This one is a reel. Very same technique. Washi tape. This looks a little bit more complicated, but it's not. I mean, it's a little bit more, but we got the washi tape. All of this was Crayola markers, and then we just outlined it with a permanent marker to kind of pull it in. Let's see. We got that one. This one's coming up. So we got more. They're just all over the place. So that'll get you started for some fun ideas. Let me answer a few questions that I see popping up. Rosalie says, can you use blue or frog tape instead of washi tape? I'm pretty sure blue tape, like painter's tape, would work. Have you tried that, Kaylee? Okay, that works fine, right? Frog tape. Have you ever tried frog tape? Okay, we don't know what frog tape is, so maybe not. All you gotta do is try, though. Here's the deal. This is watercolor paper cut in half. That is not going to be very expensive. So any of these questions, if you have like, does this marker work? Does this tape work? All you got to do is take one piece of paper and use that for your practice page, and you can kind of figure out the stuff that you have on hand. You might have some markers that you didn't even know were washable, and then you add that water to it, and it is. Let me see. Kristen says, will the water still do the same to the markers if they have dried? I like, do you mean like over several days? Over several days, I don't think so. But you know what? Let's just test it. I don't think it's going to work as well. We did this several days ago. I'm not emotionally attached to it, so I'm just going to add some water to it and just see what it does. So it turns to brown. It doesn't do a pretty anything. It just turns to kind of, so yes, it dissolves. Well, now these two colors mixed together is going to kind of make it brown too. It dissolves. Let's go up here to the purple. It just doesn't dissolve as completely. Do you see that? So like the Y, it is still moving around, but it's not completely getting rid of that. So hopefully that answers your question, and hopefully that shows you all you got to do is just test this stuff out. If you've got a question, test it out. Color on some marker, let it dry. And it's not hard, and it's not expensive. You can get these watercolor pads. This is the one that I'm using, for like $10, I think, for about 30 sheets. And if you have a coupon, even less than that. So Heather says, let's see, Heather answered that thing about the frog tape, I believe. Heather said, I use frog tape. It tears a little, but you have to be careful. It can work. Okay. Thank you for that, Heather, because I've never used it before. Alyssa says, when I use blue tape, it sticks and rips away the paper stuck to it. Interesting. Okay. We've used it before. It might be on how much you, press down on it. I don't know. Let's see. Erica said, I love how you said I'm not emotionally attached. Yeah, I'm not. I'm done. I played with it and then I'm done with it. So that's it for today, y'all. I hope this was a little good inspiration on using what you got with whatever you got. Here, let's do all this plus what we did today. Watercolor paper, washable markers, a little bit of washi tape, and you can have a whole lot of fun. So so that is it for this morning. If y'all create, y'all please be sure to drop a picture either on our Facebook page, or you can put it in those comments, or you can text us. You can also text us if you want a copy. Now this is not, we want, if you want the download of this, let me say that right. So there is a free download. There is a cost if you want us to print it and send it to you, but we have a free download for our lettering and devotion book. All you got to do is text the word me, M-E, as if you're saying me, I want it, to, let me write down the phone number really quick, to 1-334-249 1818. This is our text. You can send us pictures here. You can send us the word me, and we will send you the download link to that booklet. But get on this text list if you want to know things like when we're going live, when we got new fun stuff that you might want. So again, text the word me to 1-334-249-1818 if you want a copy of this book. And starting next week, we're going to be going through this book every day together on Facebook. So anyway, that's it for today, y'all. Hope you have a good rest of your Wednesday. We're about to load the truck with Happy Mail and get it out the door to you. All right, y'all. See ya.